Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Lagniappe card episode. My name is Dan, and you're watching Ol'SargeCollects. Today, I'm going to be doing two VRs for a couple of channels that are new to me, but they're really good channels. And I'll be finishing up with my recent pickups as usual. The first channel I'll be doing a VR for is the Detroit Collector. He's asking for us to show our oversized cards, and while I have a lot of oversized cards, this set happens to be my favorite. So I want to introduce you to the 1882 Cossack and Company Circle Position Series set. And I absolutely love this set. I love the artistry of it and the old-time 1800s feel to it. This was originally an advertisement set, so these cards could be used as advertisement cards. And this is a 9-card set. It's missing one of the outfielders, and in place of one of the outfielders, it shows an umpire. So it covers all of the positions of the field. So I have 6 of the 9 cards so far, and so far what I have is the catcher, I have a pitcher, I have the first baseman, second baseman, third baseman, and center fielder. Now, as I said before, it's an advertisement card set. So a couple of these have no advertisement on them at all, and they will be blank back. While others are advertisements, like these two on the right, which are Marshall and Ball advertisement cards. Marshall and Ball was a clother out of Newark, New Jersey. On the back of the cards, it shows different retail information about the company. Then I have a card from Peck and Snyder. And Peck and Snyder was a sporting goods company. And if you're not familiar with Peck and Snyder, the very first baseball card known from 1865 was a Peck and Snyder advertisement card. It was a cabinet card. And so on the back of this card, it shows equipment from various different sports like soccer or football, rugby. It has a catcher's mask, things like that. So anyway, this is the, again, the 1882 Cossack and Company Circle Position Series set. And all I need is 3 more cards to complete the set. I'm really looking forward to doing that. All right, so that's the VR for the Detroit Collector. My next VR is going to be for Robert over at Commenting Collector. He's got a great channel, and he wants us to show our favorite non-sports cards and what they mean to us. Robert, I've got a lot of different non-sports cards, ranging from, tobacco cards to gum cards, of various different subjects. But what really resonates with me are my military non-sports cards. And the reason why, it goes back to the title of my channel. And the title of my channel is Ol'SargeCollects. And so, for some of you that know, I spent over 20 years in the Army. And, traveled all over the world, went to Afghanistan and Iraq and different deployments. And so these cards, these military cards, really resonate with me. I can really relate to them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you cards, and you're going to see the progression of military uniforms throughout these cards that I'm going to share. The first set, this is from the 1889 Kinney tobacco set. And this set just has some brief information about Kinney tobacco on the back. Now this set shows various different countries and their military uniforms. I happen to select 3 cards representing the Ordnance Corps of the Army, and these soldiers, one being a private of ordnance, one being a corporal of ordnance, and one being a sergeant of ordnance. And these 3 cards represent my time while I was in the Ordnance Corps of the Army. So I spent time in doing a couple of different jobs in the Army, and being in the Ordnance Corps was one of those jobs. So the next set of cards is a UK tobacco set, and this is the Wills Cigarettes tobacco set. This is another set from 1900 that shows various countries in their military uniforms. And so here you've got a captain of artillery, and you've got a bugler of cavalry, and then you've got a buffalo soldier, and so they call it a Negro infantry. Really shows interesting uniforms. Would have been back from the Civil War time frame, is what it looks like. All right, and the next set is the T80 tobacco set. It's an American tobacco set, and this is a very colorful, bold colored set. It's a gold border set, and kind of like the T205 set. Here you have a U.S. cadet from West Point. Then you've got a sergeant of cavalry, and he's holding his guide on. And then you've got a private of infantry who's clearly embracing the suck out there in Arctic cold weather is what it looks like, because he's bundled up in his coat, and he's got his big gloves on. And anyway, the back of this set is they're all Tolstoy tobacco backs, and Tolstoy is one of the rarer backs, and I've got an entire set of these. So that is the T80 Military Series set. The next set, I've already shown you one of these cards before, but this is the T81 Military Series set. And these are from Recruit Little Cigars. These are die cut sets, and so what you can do is you can, there's, perforations around the character. What you can do is fold down the top of the card and use it as a kind of a stand, and you'll see the image of the soldiers popping up out of it. So here you have a infantryman, and then you have the field artilleryman. And I absolutely love this set. It's one of my favorite sets. Now on the back of it, it's got your Recruit Little Cigars advertisement, but here it talks about the infantry soldier. It talks about what duties they have. And then it also goes into talking to you about the requirements of being one. You have to be of a certain height and weight. And then it also discusses, even back from 1909, how much they would have been paid. So this infantry recruit, he would get a salary of $1,700 yearly. So can you imagine getting $1,700 a year for doing that job? Putting your life on the line. All right, so this is one of my absolute favorite sets, and I've contemplated getting it, the whole set graded. So maybe one day I will. And so the next set I'm going to share with you, once I get these up there, the next set I'm going to share with you is this is another UK tobacco set, and this is the Churchman, 1929 Churchman Warriors of All Nations set. And as the title implies, it shows warriors of various different nations. This card happens to be a U.S. doughboy, which would have been infantry back in World War I time frame. And so that's a really neat image there. All right, the next set is going to be from Gowdy. It's a 1934 Gowdy Soldier Boys set. This set also shows military of various different countries, all prior to the World War II. Here you see a Marine, and you also see a U.S. Admiral. And this set also has, Nazi Germans. It also has Italians. It has Japanese soldiers. It's got English, like a English Tommy, and so different countries are represented in this set. I absolutely love this set as well. So another set that I've contemplated, grading the entire set, but so far I really only have a certain number of cards graded out of the set. And the next set is going to be from 1938. It's another Gowdy set, and this is the Action Gum series. Really, really neat images on these cards. Here you have a motorcycle scout, which happens to be my favorite card in the whole set. And then next to it, I've already shown this once before, you've got a card that says Parachute Invasion. And it shows a couple of airborne soldiers carrying their machine guns while they're dropping into the combat zone. Really cool. So on the back of these cards, it just gives a brief description about what a motorcycle scout would do. All right, so that's the 1938 Gowdy set. And then the next set is The next set is the 1939 Gum set. Now, the Gum Incorporated, they turned into Bowman, and so this is this is the same set that you would find your 1939 Ted Williams in, and this is a really neat set. So here you have like Gas Raid Discipline, and you've got German Junker Bombers. And so what's really neat about this card, I was stationed in Europe for over 6 years, and in Germany specifically, and so you've got like a castle here, the Rhine River. But what's really kind of interesting is you've got that old Nazi symbols on the plane. Kind of interesting because SGC rarely grades anything with that symbol on it. Then you've got a U.S. high-speed tank right here. So really cool image here where the tank is in movement. You can see the water splashing up and the gun firing. Really neat set. All right, and then second to last set here is the 1941 Gum. And so this is the same size as the 1941 Play Ball. And actually, I believe Gum turned into Play Ball, which turned into Bowman, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, this is the Uncle Sam and Home Defense set. This is my favorite military set of all time, and that's because of the imagery on it, which is only U.S. military. It only shows the 4 branches of the military at the time, so it shows Army, Navy, the Army Air Corps, and the Marines. And then on the back of the cards, it talks about description of what gas discipline is, and so on and so forth. So that's my favorite military set of all time is this set right here. There are 96 cards in this set, but then there's an extension of the set, which is really, really rare, and I'm currently working on picking up the extension. So that's the 1941 set. Now, lastly here, I've got a couple of cards from a NATO it's a set from Belgium, and they show all the different countries that are in the NATO alliance, and this is from the 1950s. Like I said, it's a Belgian chocolate set. These cards are paper thin, and I actually own 3 booklets of cards that have all the different countries represented that are in the NATO alliance. Really neat imagery in these cards as well. All right, so that completes my VR for Robert over at Commenting Collector, which are all my favorite non-sports cards and what they mean to me. And then lastly, I'm going to show you my recent pickups, and I'll quickly go through these. So the first 3 cards I'm going to share with you are Allen and Ginter. These are Allen and Ginter City Flag set. And here you've got Boston, St. Louis, and San Francisco. And here are the back of the cards. And so these are very difficult to get. They don't pop up very often. And the most popular cards in this set are the U.S. cities cards. So I believe there's about 9 different U.S. cities represented in the set, along with the various different countries' city cards. And so I've got a New Orleans, I've got a Washington, D.C., and then I've got I just bought this San Francisco, I bought this St. Louis, and this Boston. So, and then next I have a couple of newer cards, one being this 2023, or it might be 2022 Kyle Tucker refractor. And then I've got this 2023 Topps Chrome Star Wars Galaxy refractor. This one's numbered at a 199, and this is of Darth Vader. And then I've got a couple of Cracker Jack cards that I got from, I forget what year these are. I think these are 1982. And then I purchased a card from Dylan over at Double D, and so I purchased this Diamond King's Clemente puzzle card. I didn't have this, although I have every year that they did Diamond Kings in a binder. I don't have any of the puzzle cards. So I picked this card up, and to go along with this card, I also received a signed card from him and Adam. And then here's the back of it. And then I also got a card of Dylan surfing. And then the last thing I got, which I'm super excited about, is this card of Ted Williams surfing that Scott did over at Reindeer Studios. He did this for Dylan. And I absolutely love this card. I'm really happy to have it. I happen to love Ted Williams. Ted Williams is probably my favorite baseball player of all time. And so I'm just happy to have this card. All right, and then last but not least, I've got 3 cards. The last card I'm going to show you is my favorite. So I've got this 2023 Topps Chrome Sepia refractor of Yordan Alvarez in a 9.5. I've got this 2023 Topps Orange Foil Board refractor, 208 out of 299 of Ryan Presley. I've never seen one of these cards, and I didn't have a Ryan Presley card, so I thought this was killer. So shiny. My last card of the day is this 1962 Dixon Ord Company number 11 America Babe Ruth card. The set is from Sports of the Country, so it's got different sports representative of different countries. This one just happens to be baseball, and this is, they say it's Babe Ruth. The reason why is because on the back it actually talks about Babe Ruth on the back of the card. And so this is my most recent pickup. Really happy to have this card in my collection. All right, everybody. Well, that wraps up my Lagniappe episode of the week. I am hitting almost 18 minutes in this video, so it is definitely time for me to wrap it up. The next video I'm going to be coming out with is going to be an SGC reveal. A lot of great vintage cards and pre-war cards that are going to be in that episode, in that reveal. And I do appreciate if you stuck around for this entire time. I do appreciate your time and hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed these 2 VRs. Go check out those 2 channels. That's Commenting Collector and the Detroit Collector. And until next time, keep hunting the good stuff.